your host on another perspective. Each day we come to you at the 3/4 hour to discuss the issues that impact the African American community, the Latino community, and more the Asian community. Guess what? We are now broadcasting live around the world for sure, because we have a new technical capacity that allows us to get broadband and get us all the way out. And for those of you who've been losing us and not been able to hold on to us, guess what? Right now, we're around the world, and our capacity to interact with you is infinite. So guess what? We are here, and we will be live and active on UBMUrbanBroadcastMedia.com. We are now streaming live directly into Facebook, and we are streaming live directly into YouTube. And so we are here to make absolutely sure that everything we cover, you hear perfectly. We just switched from one company to another company, and RCN is on us, and they are pushing our messages out all over the world. And so for those of you who are in the United States of America, that's Sprockets English. Guess what? We'll be coming to you in English. For those of you who are in Germany, we'll be coming to you, and you can hear us in Germany. For those of you who are in China, you can hear us and pick us up too. For those of you who are in the Middle East, you can hear us too. And for those of you who are in the Latino community and around the world and South America, you can hear us too. And by the first of the year, we're going to have a Latino host on Urban Broadcast Media every day. That's my word, and that's the things we're going to do. Now, what about the hot news for today? Well, guess what? We've got some things that are going on that are serious. And one of them is that the Kim Foxx, who is the state's attorney for Cook County, just yesterday tossed the conviction of 15 men who had claimed they had been framed by Sergeant Ronald Watts years ago. And she tossed out their case because she found that these men had been framed by the Chicago Police Department. Guess what? They had been framed and illegally convicted and put in jail. They are now free to walk, all because of the new effort by Kim Foxx, the now state's attorney, who is doing her job to make absolutely sure that every person who's been wrongfully convicted and is in jail, they get released, be they black, be they Latino, be they brown, be they white, be they Asian. They need to walk if they have been framed. But if those who have been doing wrong and they do it wrong in a way that puts them crosswise to the laws of our city and our state, guess what? They're going to end up finding a tough fight with Kim Foxx. We want to celebrate the effort of Kim Foxx. She said when we voted to put her in the office, she was going to clean up the office of state's attorney, and she is doing just that. She's got a lot more work ahead of her, but we're expecting big things from Kim Foxx. Remember Kim Foxx. She's doing her job, and we're going to stand with her as she does her job. As long as she abides by the law and prosecutes those who ought to be prosecuted and releases those who ought to be released, we're going to have to stand with her. And that's where I think we are. I'm going to have to short break, and when I come back, we're going to pick up our conversation.
Check us out at UrbanBroadcastMedia.com Monday through Friday, 12 noon, right at your lunchtime hour. We'll be here in our goal to recharge your mind, recharge your purpose, and recharge your sense of community. I look forward to talking to you soon. The Power Hour with Rosina Power, weekdays at noon on UBM Radio.
1 minute ago.
Speak up.
Hey, this is Leon Finney. I'm back. I hope you're listening to me. Those
New guy.
Not 30 seconds, I was saying 1 minute.
Yes. For those of you who are listening to me, check out. Go right now to Facebook, Urban Broadcast Media. You can see my mug now. The important thing is we're on the air and we're being viewed on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Urban Broadcast Media, YourTube.com. And for sure, my friends, get the app. For those of you who've been struggling to get our app, no longer will you have to struggle to get our app. You can get it today, and from Friday on, you can get it universally 24 hours, 7 days a week. Kim Fox dusts another bomb. She dropped a case against a pair in alleged frame-up by Chicago policeman Guerra. A man sentenced to life in prison based on testimony by a former police detective accused of framing dozens of defendants during the 1990s is due to be released from prison tomorrow, Friday, after the Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox announced her office would no longer oppose a motion for a new trial for Roberto Almodovar and his co-defendant William Negron. The two men have served 23 years in prison, and they're going to walk out of prison, out of jail tomorrow. And what she says is, although a thorough and deliberate review of the evidence and arguments presented to the circuit court, the state's attorney's office has concluded that the evidence presented could change the results of this case on retrial. And she says, according to Kim Fox, she is releasing another two men who were wrongfully imprisoned by actions of the Chicago Police Department when they, again, framed these two men. And my point is this. I served in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years, 3.5 years for sure. During the period of time that I was in the Corps, I served our country as a criminal investigator. That meant that I was assigned to the Provost Marshal's office, and I functioned as a law enforcement officer while I was in the Marine Corps. And I got an honorable discharge from the Marine Corps. I got promotions and I got commendations for upholding the law in the Marine Corps. Not one time did I ever violate my trust. Not one time as a law enforcement officer did I ever choose to do anything other than enforce the law. And my sense is this: you've got a lot of men and women in the police force right now that are sworn officers of the Chicago Police Department. They want to do the right thing too. And I believe that 90 to 98% of all the police officers that work for the Chicago Police Department are upholding the law. But we all, in every instance, we always have a few bad apples. And my challenge is, and our challenge is, to get rid of the bad apples, those men and women who want to violate the law, and let the 98% of the police officers do their job, that are trying to do their job every day. My sense is that we're on the road and we're on the move. We've got new initiatives in the Chicago Police Department, new accountability, and new consent decree that has been put forth by the Attorney General's office. And guess what? We've also got a brand new state attorney, and she's doing everything she can do to work hand in glove with our court system and the judiciary to make sure that those who are wrongfully accused are released. And the police officers, if they are wrongfully, if they have violated the law, they're going to go to jail or they're going to suffer the consequences. And my sense is it's going to take us a while, but look back in 4 years, and I believe you're going to see a clean police department, and I believe you're going to see a clean state attorney's office, and I believe the people of the state of Illinois are going to benefit, the city of Chicago are going to benefit, and the people of Cook County are going to benefit. And that's what I got to say on this issue. And my friends, we've got another matter that's coming up, and this other matter that's coming up is an action by the members of the city council. The city council at this particular moment has decided to strip the mayor's office of some of its powers, especially as it relates to the intergovernmental affairs of the city of Chicago. Now, what does that mean? That means that Mayor Rahm Emanuel has chosen to include additional funds in his budget to help the struggling CTA, as well as to help the struggling Chicago public schools. And in his actions, he's doing, according to him, work that has to be done to make sure that our Chicago Transit Authority operates in an efficient manner, as well as our Chicago police public schools operate in an efficient manner. Look, I'm going to have to get out of here. I'm going to have to take a break. I'm going to come back and pick up our conversation on the same topic. Stay with us.
We want you to hear our voice because we got something to say. I'm here to talk and to help us change the narrative in our community because we're stuck in what we call the paralysis of analysis. We're going to be laying some direct action stuff out to you because this is not just you to hear my voice, but hear my voice and do something different
urbanbroadcastmedia.com. We're on Facebook. Go to Facebook right now, or go to YouTube right now, or just, hey, hang in here with us on the radio. My friends, again, I want to commend but challenge us all to be focused on what's going on with our city council. And two members of the city council, Alderman Brenda Riley of the 42nd District, 42nd Ward, and Alderman Scott Wagaspa of the 32nd Ward, introduced a pair of budget amendments aimed at stripping the support from the mayor's 2018 budget. Emmanuel wants to raise riding fees for CTA by 15 cents a ride next year and by another nickel in 2019, and then send the entire $16 million in new revenue to the Chicago Transit Authority to buy new buses, to upgrade the rail system, and to make additional capital improvements. Now, just notice, he's trying to raise $180 million to improve the Chicago transit system. And in order to do it, he's talking about charging an additional 15 cents per bus ride now, and another 5 in 2018, another 5 cents in 2019. That's 20 cents. So is this money going into Rahm Emanuel's pocket? No. It's going to help make the Chicago Transit Authority safe and secure. Many of the buses that are running in the streets right now are in disrepair. We need new buses. We need new trains on the elevator. We need new equipment in order to make sure that our riders are safe. So the bottom line is, these aldermen don't want that money, don't want money to go to the Chicago Transit Authority if it means that the riders have got to pay 15 cents per ride more this 2018 and 5 cents more in 2019. Well, you got to figure at some point somebody's going to have to pay for this, or our buses are going to not be able to function, and our system will not be able to be a safe system. So if if these two aldermen from the 42nd and 32nd Ward want to strip this money out, fine. Find another way to improve our transit system. And my friends, finally, he wants to send $80 million to Chicago Public Schools to pay for security, safe passage, and after-school programs, with $66 million of that money coming from a tax increment financing surplus. The remaining $14 million would come from the corporate fund that amounts to the city's open checkbook. Hey, I got to say this. I think the mayor's right on this one, and if it means that we've got to suffer a little pain in order to make sure that our kids are safe in our schools, making sure that our schools are able to function with another $80 million, I got to stand with the mayor on this. And certainly, I don't travel public transportation, but I know a lot of people do, and we want to make sure that our public transit system works efficiently and safe for everybody. My friends, this is Leon Finney. It's been a pleasure being with you. This is Leon Finney, your host on Another Perspective, and I am for all Chicagoans, and I'm for all Chicago's people, and you can run and tell that.